Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to install a T-Man Performance Catchcan on a 2018 Road Glide Special. We're installing this Catchcan. As you can see, I've got the fueling vented dipstick here. This kit works well with that. But we're installing it because if you can see, I've got oil all over my bike. The filter routes up underneath the tank and sits right above the intake. So what we're going to do is put the Catchcan back behind the bag. It'll route through the Catchcan back up, and we'll put a filter behind this side panel here. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the saddlebag, the side panel, and the seat off. You don't have to take the seat off. It's just in case it gets in the way, we went ahead and removed it. Next, we're going to take and pull our vent line along with the filter that's up under the tank up under here. We're just going to take and pull it off the cover. And I'm going to take and fish the filter out through the front. And there we have it. So the kit comes with the Catchcan, and it comes with two sections of hose. You've got a 6-foot and a 2-foot section of hose here. It also comes with a clamp. Now, I don't have the fueling vented dipstick. I have the one from A1 Cycles. So it has a 3/8 inch nipple on it. So I had to go and get some bigger hose. I've also have to get a reducer, 3/8 to 5/16 reducer to make this connection going into this Catchcan. The reducer is not currently here. Once it's here, I'll be able to finish and wrap this up. But we'll go ahead and get all this stuff installed up to the point of putting the reducer in and cutting some hoses. All right, so we're gonna I took the 2 bolts out here that come from factory. We're gonna take and install it on this piece right here. We're gonna route our hose for our filter first because it's on the back side. So we'll go ahead and install the hose. And then we took and put Loctite, blue Loctite on the bolts. So once you get the bolts installed, you're just going to snug them up. When you go to install this, the back side with the hose will be on the other side of the fender. So it'll be the hose, the fender, and then the back side of the Catchcan. We're gonna route this down through here. And we'll take and put our filter right here once it's good and clean. Once I get the other hose on, we'll take and zip tie them to this part of the frame right here, because you are in there beside the tire. I want to keep it off the tire, kind of get it where I want it, then I'll zip tie it in. We'll cut this back when we go to install the filter also. Next, we're gonna run our long hose. We're gonna run it into here. I'm gonna run my reducer somewhere in this area, and then we'll run the smaller hose over here. So here's what I got, and here's what I'm gonna do. I went ahead and ran the 6 foot line here, ran it behind the shock. I'm gonna zip tie it to here. We're gonna put our reducer in here. We connected it here, so this will be our line coming in. We'll go through the baffles inside the catch can, and then our other air will come out behind. It will come out to this one. This will be where the filter will be. I went ahead and put the banded clamp on here. I'll take and cut this down, and I'll take and cut this down once the reducer comes in, but the reducer will sit here against the frame, along with, we'll zip tie this as well that's back here for the filter line. Now for straight from the oil cap to here, we come up out of the oil cap, there's a hole in the frame that's just the right size. We followed that around, came in behind all of this, underneath, and come up, and we're out here behind this ABS line, or this brake line. But this still having a little bit of play here allows me to still take this off whenever I need to, throw it back on. So we'll have the reducer on, get everything zip tied up, put our filter back on after I get it clean, and then this will be ready to be all buttoned up. All right, so what I've done is I went ahead and cut my hoses to length. I put these 2 hose clamps on here on each side. I don't think they're really necessary, and honestly, if I'd have had one of these, or 2 of these style clamps, I would have used these instead. But I don't, so I use these. I'm gonna zip tie them up behind the frame along with the filter hose here. I still got to cut this down and put the filter on. I've got this zip tied here, so we'll be zip tied here, then we'll be zip tied to the frame, and then we'll have our filter sitting in here. So we now have our filter on here. I only had to trim a little bit off of this hose. We got it hose clamped in, the filter just sitting here. If I wanted to, I got a little thing on this I could take and zip tie it in, but I'm gonna leave that how it is right there, just kind of floating around in there. But now we're coming from our dipstick here, our oil cap. We're coming up over through, we neck down in here behind this rail. We're coming in here. We're running the air through our catch can here, and on the back side where the fender is, we're coming out and going to this filter. Now with this T-Man, we also have a drain right here. Run that, periodically drain our oil. We should have much cleaner bike now. So that being said, put everything back together and we'll be ready to go for a ride.